chosen people, my ass. Bill de Blasio couldn't believe his eyes. A group of Hasidic Jews mourned a rabbi in the streets of Brooklyn, covering their faces like any good Muslim housewife would do, or else dramatically lessen the probability of hiding the shiner and fringe upon her scurrying eyes whenever his property is allowed outside the house to stand on line for the halal guy's truck when the coast is clear again. Can I get a holla for A plus Gym Reloaded special for old school fans and a new forevermore? Ah! The Jewish community is one that I love, Bill de Blasio says. Then why would you devalue the Holocaust by comparing Trump to Hitler? Trump's Hitler. And what? Trump's the new Hitler? And what? Inglourious Bastards 2? Get a grip, putz breath. Sequels never live up to the original. De Blasio has no regrets for singling out the Jews for showing their respects to a religious scholar who didn't rape, torture, and murder in the name of you-know-who. Unlike the piece of shit number 2 in command of ISIS, just immortalized in the Washington Post as a religious scholar. And Judd Apatow is the chief happiness officer for Breitbart, religious scholar. Actually, he was a virgin-selling con artist loser who couldn't get sucked off in a Chicago bathhouse for Arafat Appreciation Day. Can I get a holla for an old school Arafat reference that works beautifully in that case? Holla! Guilty of Peloton privilege. My wife got me a Peloton bike for our family for my 44th birthday because stay-at-home dads can be trophy wives with the slamming tight buds to match too. Today, my only complaint from my Peloton workout was way too much Billy Joel music during the 45-minute classic rock workout session. Although I realized the lyric, "You Catholic girls, stop much too late," is about a member of my tribe, Billy Joel, being very pushy Jewy about shaming a Catholic girl into losing her virginity with a pop crooner who can eat her out erect to get the party started. Also, let's be honest, Only the Good Die Young isn't an indoor cycling rocker and still sounds like lullaby music for 80s Republicans. And you could suck on that, Breitbart, a long time! It's impossible to not sexualize your Peloton cycling pushing trainer, especially when you're a stay-at-home slut in a straitjacket dad, especially when she shares the fact how when she attended Syracuse University, she was never bothered by the 20-degree weather because she was full of hot cum. Hey, you want authentic, Lord? You got it. When my trainer mentioned her annoying mom busting her balls about not wearing enough suntan lotion during her 2-week break in Florida, it was obvious her mom was a yenta breath from Long Island who was worried about her daughter getting her stomach full of cum pumped like the time in Cancun again. Or maybe it's just me. Got a cough here, folks. Tremendous voice control work to get you a paid hosting job sometime this century. There's no way A-Rod can really be in love with J-Lo. She has zero tits, looks boyish with her hair put up in a bun, and so needy for attention, she has to bang a stripper pole during the Super Bowl again and again, and put her own kids in fake news cages just so Ben Affleck would drunk dollar her again for old time's sake. But seriously, how miserable would you be married to J-Lo? Could Jenny ride your joystick out of its joy socket? Is A-Rod the caramel macchiato of MLB broadcasters? Still, J-Lo, first thing in the morning, with no makeup on, is Rosie Perez from White Man Can't Jump, minus the tits, demanding, "When I want a glass of rose water, A-Rod, it means rose water infused water from Mount Fiji, airmailed to my doorstep every morning because my hips don't lie," which is more than I could say for that teenage-looking boy body Shakira I refused to open for on Super Bowl Sunday. You do realize I got paid $20 million to play a maid in Manhattan for the privilege of making out with Ralph Fiennes. You banged a tore-up Cameron Diaz on the down low, and Kate Hudson to get closer to her mother. But you're no Kurt Russell either, dear. Your receding hairline can't compete, so get me my fucking Airlift Fuji Rosewater already before I start auditioning new backup dancers for my tag team blonde on brown tour with Madonna, you pretty boy faggot. I don't care how big your dick is. You don't think Puff made my beatbox swell up bigger than ever before? Now, show me a power surge like when Kate Hudson was your Lucky Penny Lane, bringing your A-Rod to life during the postseason for a change when you ripped the ball out of its seams in the World Series against the Phillies in '09. Bun cakes. Howard Stern. Weird Week Howard insists, "I'm all in on Joe Biden because he can't deal with Trump being a wealthier New York legend who's bedded more beautiful looking women, more beloved than his dumb fuck asshole audience, and twice as funny cutting off the cuff without ever being as flailing desperate to kiss the gap-toothed hick from Indiana on his old show come rain or shine." Anyone who admits to watching a documentary on racism in front of a known Trump supporter is being a passive-aggressive joy kill because they're the real white supremacists for thinking any Caucasian supporter of still your president is beneath them but not above their insufferable contempt. Note to self, never send any of your kids to Middlebury College in Vermont because they promote riots on Instagram that broke out because the conservative Arthur Speaker there dared to call James Baldwin uppity, boring, and vastly overrated. Year of the four-eyed snake. According to the Chinese government, Bill Gates was born during the year of the four-eyed snake, who can inhale an entire pea protein field roast burger farm in one bite without getting any vegan mayo on his sweater. Back in the office felt good, but I still can't block out my wife plucking her face hair in the bathroom window at home during normal working hours. When will the isolation end? You miss going out to restaurants that much in the Valley? Also, I thought all the weed shops are still open for business to hang out in, assuming you take bong hits in World War II fighter pilot mass. How long will social distancing last? You mean sleeping on the other side of your bed from your wife is a new routine all of a sudden? That's right. Governor Newsom making it illegal for you to bang your side bitch in the Deep Valley is what's driving you nuts, because you're no longer as essential bawling in her eyes. And social isolation and loneliness because you weren't filled with a vacant chill, fixated on how meaningless your life is within the grand sweep of human evolution as you spent another day at your corporate job checking your Instagram feed to smell digital pictures of wildflowers falling into an endless black hole of red tape choking, meeting overkill again 8 days a week. Can I get a holla for preaching the gospel a long time? Holla! It's not living. Being in the house all the time. Having nothing on ESPN but miniseries on the Bulls and Stephen A. Smith debating on First Take Michael Rappaport's top 5 big characters of all time. What happens next? You cry about reopening the economy already because more people die in South Central from firing up vape pens than from the coronavirus this year. Stop the panic and end the total isolation. I need fresh images of chustier women on the subway than my wife next time she insists we do it because we got the kids asleep early for a change, and God forbid we do it when it's not her birthday. Social distancing has revealed what? We weren't that close to our younger siblings in the first place? Mom and Dad weren't going to visit till the end of summer anyway? Your fake news friends aren't classy enough to offer a token of love for your nurse wife on the front lines of death in New York? What do you fear most from more social distancing? You realize what biased, lying pieces of shit the establishment media are in real time? The more I hear Don Jr. talk, I don't like him. Waiting out in my cabin with Kimberly Guilfoyle could be worse, he says. Very true. Don Jr., but then he adds, it's been challenging. What's challenging exactly? Having to put ice on your super soaker until you can reload enough gunky gook to titty blast her again as your ex-wife cares for your 4 kids back in their 10-bedroom apartment in Manhattan overlooking Central Park East. Weird Week Howard sounds like a bigger, dumb, hack, puppet, pawn, non-critical thinking, reactionary, uppity cunt breath more than ever before. Insisting on a satellite radio program nobody gives a shit about anymore, that Trump supporters should take disinfectant and drop dead. Even if they did, Howard, it won't erase the fact you divorced your wife for a ghoulish-looking blonde who's a 6.2 by ghoulish tranny standards with no sense of makeup application proportion whatsoever. But whatever it takes to ensure you still get invited to Jimmy Kimmel's place for more 2-bite chicken parm dinners. And Howard, enough with your jealous and shrouded, beyond played out spiel about how Trump doesn't even want to be president. It's not Trump's fault. You're not even the king of social media anymore. Not that you ever were in the first place. Good job turning the cold shoulder, resulting in Artie's nose turning into a piece of folded capicola. Also, I thought all of your psychoanalysis made you less of an easily jealous, ego-divorced, uppity bitch who in retrospect only made fun of the death of Peter Criss from Kiss or Selena because you only cared about shocking the world into good ratings to beat Marble Mouth Imus. You were so much cooler, Weird Week Howard, when you were more transparent about the egotistical asshole you were and always will be, making fun of Billy Crystal, Adam Sandler, and Jerry Seinfeld because they were guilty of being way funnier, smarter, talented, and infinitely punchier than you'll ever be. Regardless if Jackie the Joke Man or the Red Bob Levy are getting paid a pittance to force feed you bit ideas to give up the impression you're more evolved, edgy, deep than you are in real life, permhead. Trump doesn't even want to be president. Yeah, and you don't want to be embraced by middle America and be loved the way he is, despite your blatant attempt to reach that plateau during your cute, rebranding, edgeless little stint on America's Got Talent jerk-off. Dice has funnier F-bomb mic checks than you're capable of uttering by your lesbian lust inquiries in your wildest dreams. Did you hear about the new Michelle Obama doc in her honor becoming more than Michael? Joe lives! Bill Gates is praising China's response to the coronavirus. It's not China's fault. America was dumb enough to believe them when they said it was only transferable if Count Chocula popped out of your cereal box and sucked your blood. Can I get a holla for that A+ bashing of Power for the Ages that you're not going to hear on Kimmel, obviously, or anywhere else? Holla! What's my neighbor who works for UPS trying to prove mowing his lawn at 8 p.m. he's more essential than insomniac illegal aliens for hire? Just to piss off my wife, I'm going to start spending all my time on my smartphone shopping for UV lava lamps on Amazon as a precautionary measure to fight coronavirus blowing through the air. Can I get a holla for Bob Mueller lives? Holla! In New York City, nursing homes had to admit coronavirus patients because they should have known better, ordering General Chow's chicken without using a SARS mask of old to wipe up with. Why is New York City releasing rapists on the streets again? Wouldn't this be the ideal time to send those same inmates back to the hole, knowing pizza business could use the delivery money tips and there isn't a massive garlic knot shortage last time I checked? Also, they have all the Instagram videos from Naomi Watts eating cake with no makeup on to pleasure themselves too. If the Madonna videos in her tub with her blown up camel toe snatch make them long for stank man ass in their face again for another tossed salad, Chris Rock still lives. This one is for Sergeant Slaughter. Video fatigue? Really? LinkedIn? How about media manipulation fatigue? To get the big bad blonde wolf out of the White House, broadcasting the most outrageous, blatant distorted lies, proven wrong, such as Russian collusion, the bullshit, debunked Ukraine charge, calling white supremacists very fine people, insisting Trump relegated the coronavirus to a mere hoax, all in the pursuit of exploiting, perverting, and capitalizing on baby boomer arrogance, self-serving, feel-good, social media activism, and Chinese lab-generated worldwide death for either pure financial advancement or the fantasized feeling of being morally superior, smarter, or more talented than anyone who believes in God, and in Obama being the slimiest post-presidential snake of all time, who should have slithered away into his community organizer, buying Martha's Vineyard estate with his ISIS JV trading card collection, sealed college records, signed books from fake news community organizer Al Sharpton, FISA-approved, non-incriminating, transcribed phone calls from Trump Tower in Farsi, the most beautiful sound in the universe, while bent over on his prayer rug, given as a housewarming gift by Farrakhan for keeping their picture together under wraps with the other members of the Muslim Brotherhood throughout the entire tenure of his race war, inciting, deficit doubling, cop demoralizing, jihadist empowering presidency bust of the most deplorable divisive order. Can I get a holla for one legendary, super punchy, ranty blast after another? You go home, take a 10 Michael Coleman. Ah! Daughter asks me, what's censorship? I say Google, who also owns YouTube. pushing their own self-serving narratives about the coronavirus being caused by a cute pet porcupine sold at the wet market in Wuhan because it spewed a giant load on the Tom Hanks' wife, Rita Wilson, when they were in town for a film promo shoot because the porcupine got nervous around such a D-list star of her caliber who's far easier in the eyes than Kathy Griffin. Before she cut her hair short and started looking like trans Chucky and Clifford had a baby. It's not normal to spend all this time at home and to sing happy birthday through Zoom. Because it's no longer so epic. You've been under so-called house arrest for a month with your kids. Get back to me when you've been denied work as a shadow banned comedian while looking after 3 kids for 3 years in a row with no grandparents in sight who can't get a paid book review if his life depended on it because making fun of the fake news hopeful one is branded as hate speech no matter what. Asshole. Also, it's always the do-it-all dad who assumes the lead for the birthday song or else it dies faster than any traces of the coronavirus in Tom Hanks after he gave a stump speech for hair-sniffing, strawberry shortcake dreaming Joe. Hope, not hate England? Was that your mantra when you saw Prince Harry dress up like a Nazi for Halloween one year, thinking it was just a thoughtless stab at humor because it's not like he colored his hair blonde to look like mommy because fire bushes had less place in Hitler's master race than gays, Jews, and freckle-faced sales reps for Killian's Red, stripped of all royal titles like Killian's Irish Red Evangelist Ambassador on Instagram. Did you hear on Bloomberg? Wuhan is returning to life, and so are its wet markets. They have a petting zoo now. The Tiger King will be managing it through Zoom. Can I get a holla? What's amazing flow of all time? George Carlin, you better suck me off long time for comedy heaven. Ah! I bet there are baby boomer, not my president resistors in Florida who still order takeout Chinese to prove they don't endorse tainted, baseless, duck sauce, conspiracy theories designed to take them out next. Because without their virtual grandparenting done on Facebook with all their disposable income, Goodwill Hoodie would have no ad market left to serve. CNN isn't China's bitch. You should read how they write about the wet markets in Wuhan. You'd think it was a gushing review from a paid-off elite reviewer on Yelp about the farmers market at the Grove in West Hollywood, California. Where else can you get chicken and pork at such affordable prices? Chinese Costco wouldn't work because the last thing their countrymen want to see is another mass-produced flat screen on the fucking assembly line jack. Oh yeah, porcupines are sold for medicine in China. What does the poison from the needles cure? Athlete's foot? Or is it the secret ingredient in Tiger Balm? I don't get it. Is there an ESL translator that can help me out? Most likely not. I got suspended from Twitter. Surprise, surprise, for causing social unrest. All I did was post a video of me barebacking a Shetland pony in North Salem, New York, where Bill Gates bought his daughter a safe space farm estate. Even after it got a nasty hickey from an infected Chinese spy bat to take out any outspoken Trumpian truthers at large like myself. I even let the horse shoot a huge load in my face with no mask on to prove with my Bill Gates issued coronavirus vaccine I'm more likely to die from being a Wuhan lab researcher, truther, outer on Tucker Carlson. In Breitbart we trust. Regardless of your political leanings, Appetite for Destruction on vinyl is still masterful, pitch perfect, kick-ass rock and roll of the most high. It's impossible to resist this. Met Slash in the Valley back in the day, cool dude, got a laugh out of him calling us biracial Hebrews. The Onion is so prophetic. It was founded by a bunch of hicks from Wisconsin. How laugh out loud funny can it be? Does CNN just shove a mic in front of anyone with good hair who doesn't look too Tommy Lee alt-rightish? Now that's funny. Unfunny. Commentators on Twitter lodge. Can I get a holla? More Gen X references for the ages. What Gen X parents understand forevermore. Holla! The fucking Onion. Wasn't it always free? At least when it was semi-smiling, inducing funny, every other 10 headlines. Ooh, fake news headline stories rooted in some semblance of real life while exuding a detached, boring as shit reporter voice every time. Yay! I can't take no more. Dice lives. The insistence on branding Breitbart, alt-right, dun dun dun, to negate truth-based narratives, minus the monopolized media manipulation of everything Trump does or says for their own self-serving, smearing agenda, is pathetic, cowardly, and another reason why he's winning again by a landslide in 2020, bitches. Can I get a holla for this Trump train was bound for glory? Holla! Breitbart insists Trump wasn't recommending your mainline Lysol. They must be fake news protectionists whose founder was murdered for calling Obama a fake news Hawaiian. New York Times, Salon, Vice, none of you are truthful or perceptive for insisting otherwise. Nancy, Denture Brett Pelosi, in her pink shawl mask, looks like she forgot what Breast Cancer Awareness Day was because it doesn't match with her orange crushed pantsuit whatsoever. You deplorable Chinese protecting day drunk bitch. Hey, dumb fuck, resistor twats, who couldn't recruit enough folks to attend a stand-up bringer show because you're so boring and unfunny online and off. You're rallying coronavirus outbreak cry is fake news sincere and the real definition of deplorable morons. Entitled, reckless disregard for the safety of others, aggressive, impulsive, no respect for lawful behaviors. Yeah, so resistor, Twitter, twat. What does Antifa and the Russian collusion pushing media have to do with it? Hashtags. Isn't getting the little girl sniffer into the White House. Sorry, resistor, Twitter twats. Plus, stop acting like you care about people dying from COVID. All you care about is your own inflated, warped sense of good versus evil. Joe Biden endorsing Michelle Obama as our next vice president. Michelle would make a wonderful vice president. Her army of servants will be put on leg hair, brush the tail for Joe, which is one last thing I have to worry about. Me, giving fun attitude to my dentist assistants over the phone. She says, we'll have to cancel our appointment next week for your cleaning for obvious reasons. I say, tell Doc he should have plenty of time to finish reading my 2 books and review them on Amazon already. This is the Do It All Dad Year podcast. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids' economy. Can make our kids great again. The great American Jew novel is complete. We'll be registering the manuscript tomorrow. We'll be sending off to agents and editors. Start bidding, motherfuckers, because it's going to be, as the Don would say, huge. I'll talk to you guys soon.